From WENY TV, your home for news in the Twin Tiers, this is Twin Tiers Tonight with Scott Cook, Renata Stiehl, Chief Meteorologist Joe Veras, and Andy Malnoske with sports.
It's been proven, and he's where he should be, and just leave it alone.
The Southern Tier businessman, twice convicted of murdering his wife in 2001, will get a third trial. New York State's highest court reverses the murder conviction of Calvin Harris and orders another trial. Good evening, I'm Renata Stiehl.
I'm Scott Cook. Thanks for choosing Twin Tiers Tonight in high definition. Now, twice convicted murderer Calvin Harris will now face a third jury for the murder of his wife, Michelle. Michelle's body to this point never been found, and Calvin is serving a life sentence after two separate convictions.
Today, the New York State Court of Appeals issued a ruling to reverse Harris's conviction and ordered a third trial. In their decision, justices say, quote, a critical error occurred when the trial court denied a challenge by the defense over a prospective juror who indicated she had a pre-existing opinion as to Harris's guilt or innocence. Now, that person was not selected as a juror. The justices also ruled that the prosecution did not properly instruct the jury how to regard hearsay statements presented as evidence. Because of these errors, the Court of Appeals ruled to reverse the murder conviction and ordered a new trial. Tioga County District Attorney Gerald Keene and members of the community where Michelle worked say the decision is disappointing, especially to Michelle's children and family.
They've been through so much, and it just seems like it's never ending for them. They can't have peace.
The ones that I feel bad for are the family of the victim. I mean, to have to keep going through this, repeatedly, it's difficult for them. It's very stressful and emotional, and I feel bad for them.
The justices also recommended the trial be moved to another venue due to extensive media publicity and potential difficulty finding jurors. Keene says his office will try to hold a third trial in Tioga County, but will look elsewhere if an impartial jury can't be seated.
Now, the Vestal man who says he was beaten by police in the Northern Tier has been released from jail. As you may remember, a dashboard cam video of Robert Leone's struggles with the Pennsylvania State Police went viral on YouTube. You're looking at it now. Leone served 2.5 years in jail for 4 misdemeanor charges stemming from a low-speed chase with Pennsylvania State Police through the Northern Tier in 2010. Video from the dashboard cam of a police car shows Leone's arrest and apparent beating by police. The DA has reviewed the tape and didn't charge any of the officers.
The Ithaca police officer shot in the line of duty last week is out of the hospital and at home with his family. Officer Anthony Augustine was treated at Upstate Medical Center in Syracuse for a gunshot wound to the chest and also suffered a minor stroke. Today, he returned to Ithaca with a police motorcade. Mayor Savante Myrick shared this picture of the motorcade passing Ithaca City Hall. Augustine was allegedly shot by 22-year-old Jamel Booker, who's now in jail on charges of aggravated assault of a police officer and criminal use of a firearm. The case now heads to the Tompkins County Grand Jury for possible indictment.
Another mild day today across the Twin Tiers, but some gusty winds, gusting at times over 30 miles per hour. Thankfully, the winds diminish as we go through the evening hours tonight, and especially during the overnight period. But at the same time, clouds thicken up and we'll have increasing chances for rain. Partly sunny at this hour, 63 degrees, relative humidity at 48%. We have winds out of the south now at only 7 miles per hour. 62 in Towanda, 64 in Dansville. Penn currently at 63 degrees, looking at some partly sunny skies right now over towards New Albany, 59 there, and 62 the current temperature in Thurston. Here's what we can expect for the rest of tonight. Dry through the evening hours, and then rain becoming likely by about midnight, and especially after that. 45 our forecast low, and again, winds gusty this evening, diminishing overnight. Tomorrow, showers likely in the morning, and then some clearing for the afternoon. A 5-degree guarantee of 66. I'll let you know whether or not we can hang on to these mild temperatures through the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Joe. We're following up tonight on the Waverly High School pep rally that has everyone talking. We took to the streets in Waverly to find out what people in the community think about all the attention.
That's right. WENY TV's Candice Cole talked to some neighbors in Waverly this afternoon. And Candice, it seems most of the people you talk to don't think it's a big deal.
That's absolutely right, Scott. And for the most part, people seem to be pretty much over it and just want to move on. Days after the story about an area high school pep rally made national headlines for being what many feel was insensitive and racist, the people of Waverly just want to move on.
I think they've blown it out of proportion. It's kids, they're just doing a skit. They were just, innocent. I think it's getting blown way out of proportion.
Despite the backlash of negative attention the school has received, when asked if people should be offended, some say,
I don't think so, and I've heard this before. There's the movie White Chicks where the, African-American people were dressing up as, Caucasians. So it's just, I think it's, I think everyone has their opinion.
There seems to be a clear consensus here that the media made too much of this incident, but that's not to say that the people of Waverly thought the skit was a good idea.
I don't think it should have passed administration, but I'm not sure what the theme was. I heard something about pop, music. They should have known right then that something was going to come.
I spoke with Waverly Superintendent Joseph Yelich earlier today. He says he met with faculty today and will soon meet with students. He says he's trying to use the incident as a teachable moment, and there's still a lot of work to be done. Live in the studio, Candice Cole, WENY TV News.
Thank you very much, Candice. Several agencies in Tompkins County are looking for a 27-year-old Ithaca woman. Her name's Katie Davis. She's described as white, 5 feet 4 inches tall, with green eyes and brown hair. Police are searching the South Hill area of Ithaca. She was last seen wearing pink shoes, black leggings, green shorts, a black windbreaker, and dark blue zip-up sweatshirt. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office at 607-272-2444.
And it's that time of year again. High school juniors and seniors gearing up for life after graduation. And today, the Schuyler, Chemung, Tioga, and Corning Counselors Association gave students the chance to meet college reps face-to-face. It's the annual college fair at Arnott Mall. Students who haven't quite narrowed down where they'd like to go should now have a clearer picture of their options.
We have over 100 institutions here, which constitutes 2-year community college, 2-year technical schools, 4-year colleges and universities, most of the SUNY system. School stretching is probably as far south as Virginia.
And there's still a little bit of time left. The fair runs until 7 tonight, again at the mall. Supporters of marriage equality win another court victory. Federal justices strike down part of the law defining marriage as between a man and a woman. That story's coming up.
Joe's got your complete interactive Sky Tracker forecast right after the break. You're watching Twin Tiers Tonight HD on WENY TV News.
Okay, Chief Meteorologist Joe Veras here as the clouds roll in and possibly a little rain tonight.
That's right. Rain becomes likely after midnight tonight. It'll be a steady rain at times. Could be looking at just over ½ an inch of rain tonight, and then an improving trend by tomorrow afternoon. All right, weather headlines for tonight. Again, all eyes on a cold front pushing in from the west, so showers becoming likely. We're dry, though, through the next couple of hours. Mild temperatures, despite the fact that a cold front's coming through overnight tonight, and we'll get some sunny breaks in there tomorrow afternoon, and then again at times through this upcoming weekend. Our weather set up tonight. There's the cold front back over eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania, only slowly pushing off into our direction, and what's going to happen is actually an area of low pressure will ride up along this cold front here, enhancing some of the rainfall totals as it all moves up pretty much from southwest to northeast, and we're going to get in on this rain later on tonight. Then you can see some drier conditions coming up into areas of Ohio, a dry slot of air coming in behind this front, and that's what's going to push our way for tomorrow afternoon. So even though we start out with some showers, an improving trend for the afternoon before a few more showers head back our way to begin the weekend on Saturday. Closest rainfall right now back towards the Jamestown area, so we still have several hours to go before this rain reaches us here in the Twin Tiers. And where it is raining, it's quite a bit cooler. 48 in Jamestown, but still 65 in Williamsport, 63 in Elmira, and 64 the current temperature in Syracuse. Locally here in the region, we're looking at temperatures pretty much in the mid-60s, although down to 61 in Ithaca, 63 in Towanda, and over towards Hornell looking at a temperature of 63 degrees. Our 24-hour planner now looking at chances for showers through the evening. Better chance after midnight tonight as temperatures hit 45 degrees. Tomorrow, morning showers and afternoon sun, and temperatures hitting 66 for the 5-degree guarantee. Future track is showing this moisture coming up from the south and west tonight, and even some oranges and yellows on the map here indicating the potential for some moderate rain overnight. Then we start to dry it out for a time tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures even behind the front pretty mild with readings into the mid-60s, and then the actual upper level low pressure system moves through as we go through Saturday. So not a whole lot of moisture with that low pressure system, but definitely cloudy conditions and some spotty showers out there. Those clouds will linger into Saturday night and into parts of Sunday as well. 5-degree guarantee for today. Forecast high 68. We hit 66. So later on tonight, showers likely, and we'll have temperatures relatively mild with lows in the mid-40s. For the northern tier of Pennsylvania, we're also looking at temperatures tonight right around 45 degrees. Interactive Sky Tracker 7-day forecast is showing mild conditions tomorrow up to 66. Afternoon sun likely. Couple showers here and there on Saturday. Mostly cloudy skies, dry conditions on Sunday. We warm it up next week. Sunshine on Monday with temperatures back into the mid and perhaps a few upper 60s.
Thank you very much, Joe. A federal appeals court in New York is the second in the nation to strike down the Defense of Marriage Act as unconstitutional. The Second U.S. Court of Appeals issued the ruling upholding a lower court decision that a 1996 law defining marriage as involving a man and a woman was unconstitutional. The three-judge panel ruled the law violates equal protection. A federal appeals court in Boston made the same ruling earlier this year. The Supreme Court is expected to decide the issue.
We're heading into flu season, and doctors are recommending people get their flu shots, especially pregnant women. The benefits go beyond mom. Today's Family Health Report explains.
But first, Deborah Costrin has a look at the day on Wall Street in your Bloomberg After the Bell report.
Google not only reported earnings that disappointed investors, but it did it too soon. Google's worse than expected profit and sales dragged down technology stocks and the broader market. But what stunned Wall Street wasn't just Google's numbers. It looks like financial printing company R.R. Donnelley accidentally released the report hours before it was scheduled to go out. You can see it was a mistake because there's space to add a quote from Google CEO Larry Page. Trading in the stock was halted for hours. Well, more tech trouble with Microsoft reporting earnings that fell short as declining personal computer sales hurt demand for Windows. Meantime, AT&T, Verizon, Comcast, and other internet service providers are stepping up their fight against online piracy. The companies will alert customers whose accounts show signs of being used to download or distribute illegal music, movies, or TV shows. After reported alerts, the companies may temporarily reduce your internet speed. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Deborah Costrin with the Bloomberg After the Bell report.
You're watching Twin Tiers Tonight with Scott Cook, Renata Stiehl, Chief Meteorologist Joe Veras with his 5-degree guarantee, and Andy Malnoske with sports. This is WENY TV, your home for news in the Twin Tiers.
Welcome back. Doctors say it's 100% safe for pregnant women to get a flu shot. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends a flu shot for anyone who's pregnant during flu season.
That's right, and expectant mothers aren't the only ones who benefit. WENY TV's Laura Queso has more in today's Family Health Report.
Flu season is almost here, and if you're pregnant, you're actually more at risk. Dr. Susan Rem treats infectious diseases at Cleveland Clinic. She says flu is more likely to cause severe illness in pregnant women than women who are not pregnant.
Not only are women more vulnerable to influenza complications during pregnancy, but their babies may be affected by the flu.
A pregnant woman's best defense against the flu is a flu shot. It's safe to get it at any time during pregnancy, during any trimester. Flu shots are safe for pregnant women, and Dr. Rem says it's not just mom who will benefit. Baby will too.
We know that pregnant women who get vaccinated for the flu have healthier babies. They also pass on their antibodies to the newborn in the first 6 months of life. We can't give the vaccine and don't give the vaccine to babies, but having her antibodies helps.
Dr. Rem says having people around the baby protected also helps. That's called cocooning. But keep in mind, pregnant women should only get the flu shot and not the nasal mist. I'm Laura Queso with your Family Health Report.
Now, even though doctors say it's safe, you want to be sure to check with your doctor, especially if you've had allergic reactions to any other vaccines. All right, Andy is with us with your sports and a legend, local legend, calling it quits.
Yeah, really kind of an emotional day. You know, coming up in sports, Chemung native Jeff Bodine calls it a career today in racing. We've got the details. But first, a story of heartbreak and triumph. We introduce you to two Elmira cross-country runners who are running with a purpose. Sports is next. Sometimes in life, we're given a blessing in disguise. For two Elmira cross-country runners, it was a major accident that blessed them to run with a purpose. Few things in sport bond people together. A championship, a friendship, and even hardship. Elmira Cross Country's Melinda Wheeler and Jessica Thatcher are bonded for life.
I just remember her having a lot of blood on her, and it was really scary, and we were like yelling for someone to call 911.
I was still in a lot of shock, and I didn't really realize how much pain I was in, but my stomach was hurting me pretty badly.
In September 2011, the two friends hydroplaned into a tree in a severe car crash. Melinda fractured her leg and suffered a concussion, while Jessica damaged the inside of her stomach and had much of her small intestine removed.
Our team was pretty much in shambles. Pretty devastating news.
For Jess, it got worse. Doctors discovered cancer, a carcinoid tumor on her appendix. Ironically, a car accident saved her life.
The miracle that they had found the cancer and that it was removed. At any time during your life, a carcinoid tumor, if not found before and removed, the death rate is pretty high. If it's hit wrong or can metastasize.
But the accident couldn't remove them from the sport. After a year of recovery, they're leading the Express.
We've raced together side by side. We obviously had to work hard to come back, but we did.
With things that are hard, you learn lessons. It made me realize how quick something can happen and how lucky we are.
Whether they win or lose a race, their friendship has conquered all.
It gives you a real great appreciation for their competitive spirit. They have been so determined to get back and to show people that they're not done.
Once you go through something like that with someone that you're close to, I mean, it just makes you stronger.
I'm just happy that things turned out the way that they did. I mean, I'm really lucky and blessed.
Well, thank you so much to the girls for your inspiration and keep up the great work. Elmira's #8 in the state in Class A. Great stuff right there. Well, Chemung native Jeff Bodine retires from racing today at age 63. Bodine won the 1996 Bud at the Glen and raced in 575 races in 27 years with 18 wins on the NASCAR circuit. Jeff also won the 1986 Daytona 500. Along with brothers Todd and Brett, the Bodines certainly put their stamp on pro racing. And now with some Jackals news, Louis Caparuso, Jack Downing, who's on loan, they return and they've spent time here in Elmira last year. And the best name ever, Ben Blood, all coming down from the beach sets. But inspirational story, Scott, and really a blessing for them that the accident actually saved.
It's nice to see that turned out the way it did. Thank you very much, Andy. Yep. All right, Joe's coming back with a last look at your weather, but first, former Assemblyman Richard Brodsky is working with the embattled mayors of several upstate cities to help them manage looming financial crises, and he spoke up for them today. Susan Arbetter has it in your Capitol Report.
This is the Capitol Report with Capitol correspondent Susan Arbetter.
As municipal costs continue to escalate, Richard Brodsky has been asked to advise mayors in Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, and elsewhere on financial issues. He told the Capitol Report that the economic model of cities in this state is broken, and despite Monday's column in the New York Post characterizing the mayors as asking the governor for handouts, the financial crisis is not the fault of bad mayoring.
They're asking for a thoughtful way of recalculating how we deliver these services and what the partnerships are.
Monday's column in the New York Post generated widespread concern and prompted mayors Stephanie Miner of Syracuse, Tom Richards of Rochester, and Mike Spano of Yonkers to issue a statement saying they aren't beggars and denying that they're on the verge of bankruptcy. That said, the mayors are looking for options. The governor's position as the guardian of the state's money is look elsewhere first.
That's nothing wrong with that. I think what puzzled a lot of people was the decision to characterize the views of the mayors as seeking a handout.
That caused some eyebrows to be raised, according to Brodsky.
I don't think you can attribute that directly to the governor. It apparently came from staff, but I think if that does reflect the administration's view, there's going to be conflict.
Cities aren't the only municipalities facing tough times. Counties are too. At the Capitol in Albany, I'm Susan Arbetter.
It's time to see what's coming up at 11 on Twin Tiers Tonight, late edition.
And JB's here with a preview. What you working on tonight, JB?
Well, Scott, Renata, first, some news just into WENY TV at this hour. The former Ithaca policeman who filed a discrimination lawsuit against the city has won millions of dollars in the case. We're going to have the full story plus a response from Mayor Myrick tonight at 11. And there's a big debate going on tonight up in Tompkins County. It's not between Obama and Romney, but former presidential candidate Rick Santorum and former Governor Howard Dean are squaring off at Cornell University. We're going to bring you there for the story plus. Speaking of Obama, he's asking a New York State leader for help on the campaign trail. We're going to tell you who it is tonight at 11 in HD. Scott?
All right, thanks, JB. Finally in the spotlight, a robot for just about everything. It is Robot Week in Tokyo. It's an exhibition of the latest state-of-the-art robots for personal and industrial uses. Now, that one right there washes your hair with 24 mechanical fingers. It'll even scratch an itch for you if you tell it where it is on the touchscreen. Then there's that guy. He works on an assembly line and can carry small things and drill screws. And then how about a mechanical wheelchair, which doubles as a bed. All in all, about